What's up, everybody, and welcome. You are listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host tonight, comedian James Yan. I'm in the big chair tonight, and we are your nightcap of comedy. That's why we're going to give you what you need, give you a couple laughs to get yourself through the night, my friends, if you're out there working that late shift. Shout out to everybody, first off, who works that late shift, because I remember coming from that. What y'all are doing is not easy, man, so we're going to try to keep you guys awake, without you having to do that booger sugar you used to do when the boss wasn't looking. I'm looking at you guys. I'm joined in virtual studio with some really good friends of mine, man. First off, the guy that helped start all this hilarity over 8 years ago, the OG of this radio thing. I'm talking about Miguel Colon Jr. What's going on, Miguel?
What's up, man? I went down a Terrence Howard a science rabbit hole. I just came out of it like, damn, homie. Let's make a hustle and flow part 2. Let's focus on that.
Bro.
He's like, deep. Man, you gotta understand, man. Yeah, he just talk though. I watched this whole video of him talking about these bubbles, and I'm like, player, man, like I don't want to do this. Like I like you, man. I like you. You do it. You setting light skinned brothers back, man.
Yeah. Man.
I like Terrence Howard since Sunset Park, man.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I like Terrence Howard since Dead Presidents. We played cowboy.
But
That's
right.
Now I'm just like Terrence. And then he was talking about how he's like, man, I submitted some papers to Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson and he wasn't open-minded. And I watched Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about it. He's like, he gave me this paperwork. And so I did a peer review on it. He's like, and I just started off with, hey, your whole thesis that 1 × 1 = 2 is off. And here's why. And then, Terrence Howard's like, he just wasn't trying to understand. And I'm like, bro, you gave it to a scientist and he said there's no science in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like imagine if Tyson hit him up like, hey man, I want to audition for this movie. Let me read these lines. And he was just whack at it. And Terrence Howard's like, hey man, you whack at it. That's exactly what happened here. I like Terrence Howard, man. But I sat there through that whole Joe Rogan podcast and I was like, damn, man. What happened? You used to be beautiful.
Yeah. He said some stuff that he at first, okay, if you're just listening on the surface, you're like, man, this brother sounds very educated and well informed. But at some point, he just went back to hustle and flow and he started reciting lyrics, bro. At one point, he said, hey, man, chemistry works like this. Even if yellow mixed with acapella. I'm like, what? Like, wait a minute.
There was just a point in it where I was like, oh, now I know what you're doing. You're just using words I don't know.
Exactly.
I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
Got it.
I know this game. Yeah.
Oh, funny.
You know when he talks,
like,
he talks. Man, it reminds me when you go off, Miguel. It reminds me exactly when it just came off the top, and it's like you submitting, 15-minute rant of yours to Tarantino and going, "Here's my script."
Yeah. But my goal is to make you laugh, and it works
on purpose.
That's what I mean. To drop science, and it's making you laugh.
Yes, yes.
Yours. I think what happened was, man, he used too much.
I blame it on Iron Man. I blame it all on Iron Man.
Too much relaxer, James, and it got in. It seeped in, and mixed in with the hot comb. He had no chance.
It said
burnt
leave it
the
in
top layer of his brains.
You're right, brother. It said leave it in for 30 minutes. He said, nah, I'm gonna leave it in for an hour, player.
And it hit that plateau.
Yep.
He got Don Cheadle. That's what happened.
Hey, listen, I'm talking from Kaufman hired me as a lawyer. I represent certain niche cases. And if you have been affected by Just For Me or any other relaxer,
I have,
and it is causing a relative of yours to spout craziness, hit me up, man. At the law offices of Kaufman and Lynn, Miguel Colon, I represent niche trials. I'm defending Camp Lejeune. Actually, I'm like, yo, that water was full of extra stuff. Y'all owe, And so I've got a class action lawsuit against Just For Me. Basically, if you just try to straighten your hair and then you found out you was talking about math that wasn't real, I got you, man. I'm also defending the sunrail. Wow. I'm like, you got run over by the sunrail. You couldn't have gone right or left. No, that's it.
Yeah.
So, man, and then, I got a couple other cases brewing. Just a heads up, man. If say odds made all your hair fall out, I got you. if you ever got electrocuted while you was getting drunk in your Tesla, I got you.
There you go.
You know, man. If you ever went to get a McRib and a Shamrock Shake at the same time, and they told you they didn't have them, I got you. So you know, I got some cases going on that's gonna blow your mind, man. You know.
Man, I wish you could represent anybody who bought that damn Tesla truck.
Bro, come on.
I can't even. Every time I see one, it reminds me. I just look over. I'm going, man. I'm embarrassed to be white. That's all I gotta say. When I see the Tesla truck, going, some 98% of the white people go, "That's my truck," and then they have to drive it, even though it came to the house. It was like those people order their cars off Amazon, and it shows up from like China, and they're trying to drive it. I'd be embarrassed to step in this thing.
This is what happened, Jeff.
Talk to him.
Marty was like, "Hey, Doc Brown, I got to move some stuff in my yard." He said, "I got you."
Yeah. You know what this car reminds me of, that new Tesla truck? It reminds me of the mid-'80s. Let's say 1985, and I was watching a movie that depicted what future trucks would look like.
Yeah,
on the moon. On the moon, though.
It looks like it
a regular car.
Part of the Detroit Police Department in RoboCop.
Yes.
It looks like a Pontiac Aztek is wearing body armor.
Yeah.
You know? It looks like you only had regular Legos to build something with, not cool ones. And you were like, I got it. And it's made out of a stainless steel refrigerator.
Absolutely. And
it should have magnets and some wedding reminders on it.
What do you think? Some dude gets it. He's been waiting 4 years. And this piece of crap shows up. And you can't wash it. There are things you can't do with it. You get in it. There's no.
Wait a minute. Wait, the truck comes with instructions like a Mogwai. I can't wash it after midnight.
Yeah. There are problems with washing it. People are cutting themselves on the door when they get in.
Yeah.
Bro,
I mean, they're getting stitches from the door.
Did you put premium in this? You put premium in it?
Oh my!
Get the amulet! Get the amulet! Repeat after me. Kalima Shakti Day. Kalima Shakti Day. Kalima Shakti Day. It's too strong. Too strong.
What? Did you put washer fluid in there? Actual washer fluid?
Everybody look away. You're gonna see your dead relatives. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. They're lying. It's not them.
I mean, if you're Elon and you're sitting here going, it just didn't go the way I thought it would.
It's got a 4-year waiting period. It went fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it went fine.
It went fine.
It went fine.
Yes.
We're talking about it on a radio show right now.
Yes.
It's got a 4-year waiting period. Yes. Everybody who has one, whether they hate it or not, is stunting in it.
They love it.
It went fine.
But the people who drive it love it. They're like, bro, this is.
I know there are a lot of people who don't love it, but what are you supposed to do?
You
say,
I was an idiot. It's the Emperor's new clothes, man. It's the Emperor's new clothes. Yeah. Are you supposed to admit that this thing is whack? No.
And let's come on. Half the fun of people buying this are people that are able to say, you ain't got it. That's why you can't get it. Yeah, that's half the fun of it. Like, bro, I got it. I can waste money on this just to stunt on you. That's what it is.
You know what happened, man, is those people got in on my class action lawsuit against Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Taco Bell versus penny draws. Okay. If you duped yourself after Taco Bell, holla at me, man. I'm gonna get you your money back. How dare they?
How dare they use class 9 beef all night?
The sad thing is all you're getting sent are 4 free tacos.
I'll take it.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I'll take it.
Actually, I'll take 2 tacos, Jeff. I gotta take one, and then we gotta kick up. We gotta kick up the compliments. You get 2 tacos, and if they give us double-decker tacos, you're getting 1. But it's a good soup, man.
Gotcha. Hey, go ahead. I was gonna say, I mean, I got to introduce the guy that's been talking this whole time. I forgot to do that. Our official sponsor, my friends from Kaufman and Lynn, your personal injury lawyers of Orlando. At Kaufman and Lynn, every case is personal to them. They've even helped me out on several occasions. They've been fighting and winning for the people of Orlando for more than 20 years. Appreciate my brother, Mr. Kaufman, in the house. Official.
Man, I've been lucky. I get to hang out with you guys.
Bruh, we love hanging out with you.
I always think about the nonsense. And you're going, what do? I hang out with these guys.
We're your answer, right?
You don't know what we're talking. What's the show about? I don't know.
I don't know.
We just, whatever Miguel decides to talk about.
That's right. Oh, I got something for us to talk about, and this is very important. And this is going to come off crazy if you are a mom.
Gross.
This is going to sound crazy to you, but dads and fellas will understand. My son Isaiah Robert has hit a milestone because we've all gone through some kind of test. We've gone through some kind of altercation in our lives where let you know what? I'm a man. Now, if you've ever played sports, and I'm talking about not organized, but street sports, like street football, you play street basketball, there's a certain level of aggression, there's a certain level of S talking that you do. Correct, Miguel? Like, you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, you're talking to a guy who hasn't played street sports in probably 20 years. But
yes,
back in my day when I was outside,
yes.
Now to me,
in
street
lawn
sports
darts,
is going
we used
outside
to-
to check my mail and get my garbage. Yeah.
That's true. That's my street sport too, man. See, the thing is, people, there's a lot of testosterone on a basketball court. My son likes to play basketball and he'll go to all these different street courts and he does really well. Well, there's a lot of back and forth and you foul. No, I didn't foul, man. We talking about me. Y'all being, right now. So my son got into an altercation where he defended his friend who this guy was trying to step to and be overly aggressive and bully. My
You
son,
shot him?
nah, he stabbed him. But no, I'm
All right. His mom's Puerto Rican. That's right.
That's true. The guy started to fight Isaiah. Isaiah catches the guy, bloodies his nose, but his big brother, who's a grown-ass man in his 30s, hit Isaiah from behind in the head, and he had to fight both of them for a while until it finally got broken up.
Where was his homeboy?
Oh, where's the guy he's defended?
I don't know.
Okay,
the full
so-
story.
Cut him
loose.
Cut him loose.
I'm with you on that. That's a great point because
cut him loose.
I couldn't say that in front of my wife. Like,
Of course you could.
You say
Michelle was the first one that said cut him loose and cut him on the way out.
no, Michelle
Yeah.
said something different. She said something I can't say because my lawyer says shut up when it comes to certain things. Yeah, but two people might be missing. But anyway, I'm just saying he had to actually fight in the streets, and we've all been there. Like sometimes you can't avoid the conflict. He didn't throw the first punch, but he definitely wanted to finish it. So
And sometimes guys throw that first punch. It's happening. That's my legal advice. It's going down.
You know that moment. You know that moment, like, man.
Yeah.
They call that a preventive strike.
Especially
preventive strike. There you go.
That's
bro.
what you call it.
Especially if the dude's back is turned and he's walking away.
Oh wow.
And if he's smaller than you,
Dude,
Yeah.
you have that friend you've just described. Your
We all
son
have that friend.
discovered. We all have that friend who starts it and then runs,
Mm.
and you're left with whatever mess he said. I had a buddy. His name was Chris the Flippy. I dare you to sue me.
Oh wow.
He used to start stuff Chris the Flippy out of Miami, Florida.
Damn.
He's 56 years old, and you know
Cheryl
what you do.
and Marcus's son,
Yeah.
1835 Water Street.
Yes.
Gay stuff once, but we never made fun of him for it. But we caught him.
Okay. But he would walk over to somebody and go, "What do you want?" And then we would be stuck with it, and he'd walk away,
What?
and we'd be stuck with the fight. Yeah.
That'd be the first and last time. There you go. That'd be first and last time.
And that's what this dude did. He got into it. He couldn't handle it. Your son goes, "You know what? I'm gonna take care of my guy." And then and then he realizes, I don't think he's my guy.
I will say things do happen on the street, but I will say this also, man. You are a certain type of individual if you are mid-30s and hit a kid in the back of his head. You are
a straight G.
Well, you're a loser.
Gutter. DMX. I like that dude, and I love your son.
I got it.
I like his style.
I'll let him know.
Hey, Buck, you want some Camp
He's doing it right.
Yeah. He's teaching these kids. They out there pretending that they cats and they got 37 genders. Not today, baby. Just the court.
Oh my God.
You ain't kidding. You're a grown up.
On that note, we'll be right
You ain't
back
hard.
with more crime-related stories right here on Real Labs,
Whoop
Real
that
Radio,
trick.
104.1.
He's doing it
One
right.
Back, everybody. You are still listening to Real Labs on Real Radio 104.1. I'm your host, Mr. James John, joined in virtual studio with some really good friends of mine who happen to be comedians just like me, Jeff Batman Kaufman and Miguel Colon Jr. Now, we were just talking about this before the break. My son, he's hit a milestone in his life. He's 20 years old and got into his first fight on the basketball court. And he fought
20
two
years
people.
old, first fight too? That's a good life he's lived.
First fight on the basketball court. Yeah,
Still,
basketball
20
court.
years old, first fight on the basketball court.
Bro, that's where it used to go down, right?
I was 11 years old. I walked into a basketball court. Somebody threw a ball at my face. Said, "Hey, fat boy, nice titties." You know, I just walked down the court, y'all. I didn't say nothing. I hadn't even. Dude was probably 37 years old, Master Chief in the Navy, probably. I just got duked in the face with a ball, and then everybody laughed. And you know what I did? I just sit there, wash my face out with a hose, and wait for the next game.
Yep, bro.
And I had brought a ball, so half the people were like, "Hey, leave him alone. He got a good Pizza Hut ball." You know?
Not the Pizza Hut one. Not the Pizza Hut one. Why does that always happen at the court? Somebody gets hit in the face.
Hit me with a ball in the face again.
Wow.
Aggression. Because this is where men were like full of and I'm not saying this is a right thing. I'm saying this is where it was. This alpha male aggression. And plus I had that Pizza Hut ball, so they knew also I was reading. So they were like, this gay. You know?
now hold on, James. How did you find out?
How we found out, he called us right after, like, hey,
he called you?
Fight. Yeah.
The young
That's
boys,
a different generation. We never
are. I would have came home. Mom was like, how you get in the fight? I'm like, I didn't get in the fight, Ma. I was reading a book aggressively, and I was no Sauron, you know, and I hit myself.
I never told. They go, you got a little blood. I fell down. Man, we never told.
We grew up in a different time because here's what our rule was for fighting. There was rules. Now, your parents would tell you back in the day, especially in the South, I don't want you to go start no trouble. No, that's not what we do. You've been raised a certain way, but we don't back down from trouble either. My mom says, don't start it, but you damn sure finish it. And that's coming from a cop for 20 years. And it's,
But me growing up, I'm with Kaufman. We never said nothing.
No.
We just got back home. Yeah, because it's unneeded smoke. You just come home, your parents be, what happened? Nothing. Not playing football.
But sometimes Pitt didn't create the concept of Fight Club.
But sometimes
we did
it happened at school. So that's why, in
school. What happened at school? I'm telling you, we still were just like, I don't know. Like I spent my whole life, I don't know.
I don't know.
Because I'm about to go.
Because I don't want to get blamed for it.
And I'm gonna get in trouble for it anyway, James. Yeah. This is how we grew up. Remember, you got whooped for everything. You just didn't get whooped like you got different whoopings. You got you defended yourself, but you still causing problems. I don't know. I'm gonna catch it anyway.
Yeah.
So might as well just stay quiet about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was 100%. It wasn't no like calling or telling anybody about it. It was just, you caught an ass.
Did you actually say you need to go to the hospital? Did you actually do that one?
Oh, my wife did.
Oh my God! See,
see, he went to urgent care. His mom took him to urgent care. And he's in his 20s.
Sitting there holding his
hand. You ain't got the health insurance. I got it. Let me take you to urgent care.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yep, exactly right. Took him there, man.
Oh, I was kidding. She actually took him.
Yes,
of course. Okay, you got a CAT scan, Jeff. You got a CAT scan.
You got a CT. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God, you got a CAT scan. Hey, this is all you need to know if you got a CAT scan. You ever to walk your ass in the house? You're good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
Yep. Back in the day,
I remember, guys. So I was
dirt on it. Yeah.
I cracked my skull open in the shower. Just slipping around, and I was bleeding a lot, right? And so I don't know how true it is, guys. You're not supposed to if you have a concussion or something like that,
go to sleep.
You're supposed to stay awake, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know the truth about all this, but I know that was what I was always taught. So my mom, I come out and I'm like, hey, Mom, this is how I used to, when it was so bad, every now and then you had to tell your parents. And I came out and I was just holding a towel and it was just pink. And I was like, hey, and it was all sad. I was like 10 years old. I was like, hey, Mom, we gotta go to the hospital. Like, I tried. I've been holding this thing on my head for an hour. And so my mom was like, get in a car. And at that time, we were stationed on a military base. So we were going to go to a Navy hospital, really good hospitals.
At least it's free.
Navy, it's free. TRICARE, shout out. So on the whole ride, my mom's like, stay awake. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to take a nap real quick. I was like, the whole ride, I kept being like, no, I understand, guys. I'm just going to take a nap. and then I wake up. One time I jumped off, the ground is lava. Yes. I jumped off and there was a nail sticking up on something and it just stabbed through my foot. It didn't come out the top end of it. It's probably like a half inch, but stabbed into the ball the fleshy part of my foot where the plantar fasciitis stuff happens. And I walked all the way home and I taped up my foot and my shoes were getting full of blood. I went to a friend's house and used duct tape to try to tape myself up. I was probably 9 years old. And throughout the day, my shoe just kept getting full of blood and I would dump it out in the bathroom. And then it got to a point where I was like pale. And I
Yeah.
walked out. And I walked out to the living room, and I'm exaggerating this part because I don't know what they were watching. But just imagine your family just watching like X-Files on a Friday, and I'm like, come out like a vampire. And I'm like, hey guys, we gotta go to the hospital. I'm losing a lot of blood. And my mom was like, what the hell? And I'm like, yeah, I can't. I tried.
Hey,
He looked over at me. He goes, I knew you. That guy Louis Anderson knocked you up.
Yeah,
You know?
my dad was just like, I knew the boy was quiet.
yep. When you're quiet, that's when you know something's up with us, man.
See, I held something for 30 days. We used to play BB guns, and I got shot in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And I thought I just got hit. I didn't realize the BB was in my head.
Yep.
Oh, it was embedded in your head.
Embedded in my head.
Oh my
so
God.
for 30 days, I was like, I kept feeling it. I thought it would go away, and it didn't go away. And I was screwing around, and finally, it started to hurt. And I go to my mother. I said, I think I got something. And my stepfather was like, he's digging back there, and he goes, what do you got in your head? And he popped it out, and a BB fell out. And it's impossible to fake that you don't know where this thing came from.
Hey, Jeff, can I tell you something real quick, sir? You got shot in the head. You are the 50 Cent of the Jewish community in Miami.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. And in the Jewish community, 50 Cent, that's a lot.
Yeah, that'll carry you. That'll cover a second mortgage. Yeah.
Yeah. So honest to God, Michelle made him go to urgent care, and then he got a CAT scan.
Yep.
Okay, so this milestone of Street Fight dissolved into a milestone of nowadays culture.
Yes.
Oh
yeah, that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Yeah, man. Yeah, brother.
Get a CAT scan.
But
and he
shout
told
out
you
to
guys,
you, Isaiah. I love you, brother.
Isaiah, man, you just a good human being. That's all.
Yes, he is.
You're just a good human being. His world's rough. But I love that he called you guys. Hey, guys, just want to let you know I got into a little tussle with a ruffian. And Michelle was
a
like,
rapscallion.
A rapscallion, if you will. My closest friend, he was in too much shock and trauma to help me during the fight. And he was afraid his cat ears and tail would fall off. He's a terrier. He tried to claw.
Yo.
You're in trouble when your best friend is named Judas. You got to cut him loose.
Exactly when honest to God, Jeff, you probably remember this too. Like, as much as your friends were sometimes disliked by your parents, not hated because they were bad people, just disliked what you guys would get into. They didn't dislike the boy. They just disliked you two together. But they probably didn't stop you guys from hanging out.
Oh, no,
they just hated when you were together because they knew. But if I came home from a fight and I was telling my dad, the first words out of his mouth would be like, where the hell was Jeff? Now, if Jeff walks in all beat up, then my dad would be like, hey, that's a good boy.
That's a good boy. Yes. Yeah, that's a good boy. Yes.
It's a good boy right
Absolutely.
here. Okay.
Absolutely. And fathers have a different way we handle
Hold on,
that.
James, you have not made commentary on it. I know that you got to say it a little low because the wife's in the house. But this guy abandoned your boy.
He left your boy.
He did.
You're not allowed him.
I don't care. See, I understand.
don't know
Michelle's
this
job is to take him to the hospital. Your job might be to put that kid in the hospital.
We can't say that legally on air. You have.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying hypothetically.
Me and Jeff see that kid. It's on site.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Man, I got my ass beat by the guy from under
Let's
oath.
just say a conversation was had at a certain omelet station. It's all right.
Yo, the omelet station's already involved.
Yes.
Yo, the wolf is handling this.
Yes, sir.
Man,
yes,
why
sir.
didn't you lead with that? Yeah, okay. I didn't know you set the wolf on this.
Hey, sometimes, like Ken would say, you gotta take the whole lineage.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad too, guys. Because listen, when I was growing up, nobody knew Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. Some dudes knew how to box, and you knew those dudes already because they were at the boxing gym. Some dudes, and usually the dudes who knew how to box weren't bullying and running around. They were worried about boxing. No. Some dudes knew how to wrestle, so you didn't want to tussle with those dudes. But generally, also coaches had those kids under a tight, I don't want to get in trouble type thumb. And then here's the deal with karate. Probably in like Okinawa karate, some dangerous stuff. But the strip mall karate that every kid was learning wasn't like a big deal. But still, if you knew a dude who did karate, you just watched them kicks because them Joe Rogan kicks were coming.
Real quick, Miguel, how dare you say that about K-Mart karate?
K-Mart karate, hey, everybody here was in K-Mart karate for a little bit. But now
we all have our yellow belts to prove it.
Yeah,
everyone got the yellow belt. Chef,
yellow belt.
Like 7 weeks or 12 weeks, and your mom made every payment. Here's your yellow belt,
and that's your last belt you got.
I remember, hey guys, I took Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with my homeboy Godfrey like 10 years ago,
Mhm.
and I was in there for like 2 years, and I remember being like, "How long does it take to get belts in this thing?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, you're talking like 6 years maybe to get your blue belt." And I was like, "Okay, cool," because I was worried. I was like, "You guys, you put a couple pieces of tape. I got 3 pieces of tape on this white belt. I don't. When is it going to go up?" But those, like, now the disciplines to these martial arts are, especially because they're all really designed for like sport fighting,
MMA.
are
Yeah.
deeper. They're deep,
Mhm.
They're like,
They
"Hey man,
are.
you can be
They
in for a
are.
while." But when I was growing up, we had karate mills, and it was like, "I'm Sensei Cody. I'm a 13th degree black belt in Nangjak Bao.
Yep.
And I'm gonna teach you horse stance and how to cut a man in half with a sword." And I'm 10 years old. I'm like, "This is gonna come up. This is gonna come up. Everybody, pay attention.
This is the
Pay
moment I've been
attention."
training for.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you. Here's what I know. I always knew a guy who when you saw him, you go, "Don't mess with him."
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
guys who were
Oh yeah.
the baddest ass guys I know, you could see it in their eyes and just the way they stood. You go, "No, absolutely not."
Got cool confidence and everything.
Bro, I was
Yeah.
gonna say the guys I knew, Miguel, were quiet. They wasn't
Yeah.
loud mouths. They didn't make a scene. They would just walk in like, and they had an energy about them, like, bro.
Yeah.
But now it's changed because
Yeah,
that
it's
loud
different.
dude, he'll still whoop your ass.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
just
No,
just
that loud dude will shoot you. That's where it's different,
shoot
bro.
you, whoop your ass, do whatever.
Yeah,
He's loud because he wants it,
to be
because he's hoping for it.
It's what they call bout it, bout it. That's right,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
See, I've changed my whole philosophy about things. I'll run you over with my car.
Easily,
Okay.
Jeff, easily.
Okay.
I'll get out of here.
I don't have no
Call me a bitch
my
17
my
times. That's
beliefs.
cool.
Yeah, I'll run you over with the car. I said, "Listen, get my ass whooped has no benefit to me."
But what I will not do in my car, if we in traffic, something happens, I've learned
No, I ain't getting.
don't beep at people anymore like you used
No.
to. Don't do the aggressive.
I'm not yelling or
Woo, bro.
my
People are
horn is to let you
crazy.
know the light turned green.
That's it.
And I
A
also wave. I'm not
gentle
gonna lie,
tap.
I do a little sissy ass wave. So when you look back, I'm like, "Hey, buddy,
Hey,
it's
yeah, that's
green. We
it,
need to go." And
bro.
then, that's it. That's
How
it.
many
Like,
how many crazy road rage stories have we heard just in Florida where somebody beeped and somebody's like, "Oh, all right, that's what we doing. We beeping."
yeah. Hey, real quick too.
Shot the car
Did
up.
Michelle call that dude's wife? And is he coming over to your house to like rake leaves now? Say,
She
"My
just
wife."
she just called up and said, "I have a certain set of skills."
He's like, "Hello, Mrs. Yon and Mr. Yon. My mama said I gotta come rake leaves because I got to fight with Isaiah." And then an hour and a half after he's done working, you're like, "Where are the boys?" And him and Isaiah are in the room. They're like, "Jump this next hurdle and we get 100 lives."
Yes. I made so many friends as a kid fighting. That's so true. When you were little, you were like, it's over now. Want to go
Come in
play
with
turtles?
cookies. He's a good grown ass man. He just needs some better friends.
That's what it is.
Thank you, Mrs. Yon.
Grown ass man with a beard. Hilarious, man. Oh, when we get back, we're going to tell you guys, don't forget about coming to a very special show that's happening this weekend for my good friend here, Mr. Jeff Batman Kaufman. It's going to be his very first time headlining. I want to make sure you guys get all that information so you can come support him in Rockledge, which is next to Cocoa Beach, man. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right here on Real Last, Real Radio 104.1. Back, everybody. You are still listening to Real Labs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I'm your host tonight, Mr. James John. I'm joined in virtual studio with some fellow comedians of mine, Mr. Jeff Batman Kaufman and Miguel Colon Jr. We're just talking about the fact my son got into his first jumping. He got jumped by two dudes. And they were laughing because my son actually told us. Then my wife took him to the hospital to make sure
He
didn't
called
have
y'all. He didn't walk in the house beat up
Just
like
called.
Eddie Winslow
He
after the
narked on
Dragons
himself.
tore up.
Yeah. Hey, man, listen, some stuff went down. You might see the TikTok. I just want to get ahead of this thing.
You might see
what's
the
going
TikTok.
on.
This was our like, if my mom caught me fighting, I'd still be like, "What are you talking about? Me and Trevor are friends. That's
Yeah,
we're buddies.
Trevor. Yes.
Can you cut my eye? I can't see.
I
Can
We
you
were
can't
cut
see
playing
it.
lawn darts. It was lawn
Yeah.
darts.
Hey, I
We
lost a
played
lot of
Dungeons
blood.
and Dragons. I rolled a 9, and that means I get my ass elbowed.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the last fight you actually had?
Yes,
You remember?
I remember because I thought I was going to jail.
How long ago was this,
jail.
Jeff? What happened?
It's college. I was taking this guy home with a bunch of other people, and we had him in the back seat, and he got, I don't know, he was drunk and got out of the car and started punching the guy, my friend who was sitting in the front seat. And I don't know what the point was. I got out of the car. I said, "Listen, you got to go, dude. I'm giving you one chance." And then he said the P word. and then it was on. And he came at me, and I wrestled in high school, all this other stuff, and I kind of took him down by his face, and he didn't get up. I face planted the dude, and the minute I did it, and he wasn't moving, I was going,
you're scared as
I
hell.
got a problem. I have a problem,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know what to do. I was like, everyone get in the car, and we drove off.
We run. Yes, that's what
we
you
ran.
do. That's the rules.
And I want you to know that was a lesson to me. I lose, I win, I lose.
Yeah.
There's no, other than defending somebody, somebody you love. You can call me whatever you want. I'm not fighting you.
Yeah.
But I'll fight for somebody else. But myself, I'll walk away.
I'm with you on that.
But losing is losing. Man, I was in my house just waiting for the cops to come.
You thought, man, I'm going.
I thought there's no way.
He
wasn't there in the morning. I drove by. He was, he was gone. But
Gotcha.
I mean, I was thinking I was going to jail, man. And that was the last. And since then, I don't care what you say, what you do. We're good. Unless you're hurting somebody I care about, I'm going to walk away from that one. So, yeah, I remember exactly that.
Completely different, what do you call it? Not idea, but I have a completely different outlook. I'll say that when it comes to fighting now, opposed when I was younger. When I was younger, I was a hothead. I was like, yeah, anybody can get it. Let's go. Let's do this. Like, I was that way. Now I see how dumb you are fighting in public nowadays because somebody's going to jail. That's how it's going to end. You fight in public nowadays, somebody's going to jail.
Fat and old, and I got bad circulation. Leave me
alone. Bruh, who are you talking about, man?
Leave me alone, man. Leave me alone.
And I try to avoid situations where when I was younger, I would run towards it, if that makes any sense at all. If I can de-escalate a situation, I'm going to do that. Like, I'm not trying to fight you at 48. Like, I'm not a young guy anymore. I don't want to go
ACL just celebrating after I win. I'm like, yeah, oh no. Oh.
Miguel, I opened up a ketchup packet. I got tennis elbow. Like, bro,
guys, this is a no lie story, man. We were bowling one time, and I did the whole like Al Bundy thing, and it hurt my arm for days.
Bro,
I went too hard pumping, like yes, and I was like, oh my god, I hurt
the fist pump. The fist bump hurt him.
Yeah. So I'm not one of those guys now looking for trouble, and I try to avoid hanging with people who are quick to pop off because we've all had those kind of people in our lives. Like, you love that person as a friend, but bro, you cause too much chaos when we go out, and especially if it's a friend that's a girl, because I found that more girls in my life love to pop off.
They love to start. They love to start.
Oh my gosh, they'll write checks for you. Like, well,
have you ever had? I've been with a girl and she's yelling at another girl, and me and the dude are just looking at each other like, I'm sorry. He's like, no, brother, it's cool. I'm like,
yes,
man.
Yes.
You want to watch a movie on my phone while they,
like, oh my God. I've had boys of mine who had girlfriends who were those girls that would start ish and be like, well, my boyfriend's going. He's like, yo, what you writing checks for me now that I got to go back up. My boyfriend, he ain't gonna let you talk to me any kind of way. I'm gonna go get him right now. And I'm looking at the dude like, your boy's my friend, and he's not gonna be able to beat that guy. Like, he's about to get his ass whooped. He's gonna get his ass whooped because you with your loud ass mouth. Like, I don't mess with girls like that either, even friends.
Have you ever split it up? I was in Texas in the military.
I never try to break up a fight.
No. I'm not talking split it up. I had my buddy got in a fight with another guy, and he had a friend, and I was my guy's friend. And normally, two people got to fight two people.
Yeah.
I walked over and I said, we can watch this if you like. He looked at me. I go, listen,
proper gentleman.
My goal is to wind up with somebody tonight, and
true,
and that's going to throw off my. I bought the guy a beer. We sat and watched these dudes fight for like 10 minutes, and they go, "Why didn't you jump in? Why am I jumping in? It's 1 against 1. I don't jump in.
Hey, knock yourself
my job here is to help. So he's got another defender. You have another defender. My job is to deal with that other defender. And I decided some Miller Lights and clever conversation was going to. Now we kept it fair.
Hey, Miguel,
like we laughed for 10 minutes.
You said it right. Those two guys fighting was like, yo, it's go time. You guys, it's Miller time. Let's just hang out.
Yeah,
let's just do that.
Smart. I laughed with that dude for like 10 minutes. Even after the fight was done, they go, where are you going? I'm going to hang out with him.
Yeah.
He's cool, man. He don't start fights.
No, not at all. Not at all, man. Is there anybody from your childhood that you used to be your friend of yet that you had to just leave alone just because you're like, man,
Yeah,
I'm
tons
gonna
of
get in trouble? Did you really like?
tons of dudes, man. Tons of dudes.
Gotcha.
Like, here's the thing. It's like Goodfellas, and I'll say this: you have
Okay.
that whole as far back as
Okay.
I grew up, I wanted to be a gangster. Until
Yeah.
you start seeing what that life is about, and it's not like,
Really
and I'm
like.
not acting like, and I'm not playing like I was even close to it. I just mean you start watching guys you grew up with, who everybody was involved in stupid little crime stuff because it was fun and you made a little money
Yeah.
and whatever. But then you start watching guys make what I call the leap, and they're getting into stuff that you're like, I'm not built for that. I'm not a
No.
real tough guy. You
No.
know, like
Not at all.
I'm not a, oh, I'll do time in prison. Nah, man, when
No.
my house is 76 degrees, I'm like, I can't handle this heat. You know, like I'm not built for that. I don't
Me
want
either.
that life, and I
Me
don't
either.
want to be around it. And there's guys that I like, there's a couple guys I'm still friends with that they made the leap and became, you know, became more involved in stuff that became like a different way. And even them, man, here's the deal. Anybody who's like initiated and who makes like crime and gangster stuff their life, even when you're still close homies with them, you're not.
You're not
You're not.
because
Because
you
they're
No, you
not.
can't.
They're not.
You gotta
They're
cut
because
people
not. They
loose.
got they got
You get
you
one
can
from
know
me.
them, you can hang with them,
You
you
get
can
one
love them,
from
and I
me.
love them and they love me.
but they're living in a different
But
world
yeah,
than you
Man,
actually
because
exist
the
in,
hold on.
man.
I'll fix your problem once. Okay,
100%.
that's my rule. I had a buddy of mine who got into it hard, and he did something unforgivable. But he was my
Mm.
friend, and I took care of it. And after I took care of it, I looked him in the face and I said, "We're out.
We're
You
done.
and I aren't friends anymore. You did something that I can never look at you again for. I took care of it. I walked you out of it. Your life is your life now, but you and I, we're
A-
done."
And I'm
He's
glad
looking
you
at you.
brought
He's
that.
like, I put ketchup on a goddamn steak, Jeff. Stop being dramatic.
Let,
I
But the
let's
fact
saw
let's
it. We're done.
you're
let's just
done.
say it involved pistol whipping,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
and I was
But
like,
she was
But
running her mouth.
oh my God, bro. Okay,
dude,
was
dude,
it
it was
Bill?
horrific.
Okay,
It's
okay, Bill
horrific
Burr.
because they call. When I say this, they called for me to fix it,
The victim
A-
called.
and I was
Oh,
like,
that's why you
man.
did it. Oh,
And
dang,
listen. I'll tell you what.
that's
I'd have done
crazy.
it if she didn't ask. Not the point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The point is
Gotcha.
this: if you're my friend, you don't stop being my friend because you did something heinous. But
Hmm.
after I fixed it, we ain't friends no more.
Got it.
So
Got it.
I'll be with you. You know,
Well,
ride or die means you killed me. You killed this
gotcha.
relationship.
So let
So
me ask
Yeah.
you this, and that's a
yeah,
great point you brought up. The fact that you're like, man, you did something so horrible. I'm gonna help you this one last time, then I got to be
yeah.
out. Do you think it's the same for people that are celebrities? Like, here's why I'm bringing it up. What do you think the relationship is like with P. Diddy and his friends at this moment?
He don't got friends.
He
He got
didn't
a
have
couple of
No,
friends.
no,
friends.
no.
Okay.
He had some.
He had
He
some,
had
but he
some.
don't got like all the people around him are
Well, how
part
Well,
of
many?
the
yes, men.
industry and stuff. But some of the dudes who he came up with, they've known this their whole lives. So it ain't coming out. You
Yeah.
know who your friends are.
He
It
he
isn't
probably
come
he
out.
probably at
Yeah.
least has five. He probably has two handfuls of people he's taking care of. But
Yeah.
outside of that, and when I say two handfuls, when you take care of somebody for a long period of time, you don't care. You don't. They could kill seven people. You don't care.
Plus,
And I know people like that.
there's probably some groups of people, especially like there's got to be people who don't even think this is that bad because they're just bad people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, honest to God, he's
Yeah.
got to have friends that are
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is, he just beat the hell out of an innocent person and, multiple times, whatever,
Crazy.
you
That's
know?
it's
Like, I
insane,
mean, there's
brother.
honestly people in the hip hop community now who are only focused on the allegations that P. Diddy may have had like homosexual sex. Not that we know he's violently beat the hell out of at least one person. And we
Yes.
have to start assuming that the rest of these people, in my
Yeah.
opinion, must be real. But there's people who are just hung up on the whole, I heard he has sex with the dad from Family Matters. And that's what's making them not want to have anything to do with P. Diddy, not the fact
That he
that we
committed
watched.
domestic abuse.
We watched
Sure.
him beat the hell.
I'm
And
gonna ask you
even
a
when we
question,
see,
James. Hold,
yeah,
hold on, James.
Yeah.
You find out Bill Cosby's playing an arena near you,
Hmm.
and asks you. He says, "Listen, I saw a thing of you. I'd like you to open for me."
No.
yeah,
Ask how many people would
No.
say no, though.
No.
and I'm
No.
going to
No.
tell you
No.
this.
I'd be one of the few to say no. No.
You
I
see,
got
you hear what you said? One of the few.
Yeah.
And Jeff, I'd say no. And let me let me like loud out myself. I'd say no after I thought about it. So
Yeah.
come on now. The truth
Understood.
is, it was and I believe he did evil stuff.
So do I.
You know
Well,
what I'm
he
saying? I
admitted
believe
to it.
he
He
did.
admitted,
admitted
to
it.
it. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not,
So
So
do I.
guys, I believe he did this stuff. And
do
I
I.
would for a second be like, I can't do this. Even though the whole time I'd say no, there might be a part of me that's trying to figure out a way to justify it. And then I know
that,
that
yeah.
there's not.
There's
So
not
that,
one.
you know, that's something that I think I need
See,
to
and
reflect
you're
on
good, and
because
you're
the
a good
truth.
person. But ask yourself, how many young comedians or somebody else would take? I'm doing this.
In a
Yeah.
heartbeat. In a
And it's
heartbeat.
horrible.
That's
Think about
that's what
that.
I'm saying. There are people out there who don't judge. I mean, OJ, for example, still had his buddy groups after he killed his wife. I mean, and
He
people
did.
said, "Oh, I don't believe that."
He
5,000,000,001, I don't believe it.
He did.
Still, but I mean, that was the thing. I mean, you just, if they're close to you, it's like the friend who's an a-hole, and you go, "Well, he's not an a-hole to me
Mm-hmm.
until he
It's
is."
like a friend has
And I've heard
murdered
that.
people. Like this person, if let's say they go to prison and get out, you're like, oh man, I'm so glad you're out, blah, 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 blah. There's no reflection of what you did to a human being and
No.
Yeah.
someone else's
No.
life and someone's family.
No.
You're just like, hey, you got my letters.
Yep.
You care about your part of
They
it.
they
That's
have coming.
disgusting, but it's true.
They have coming home parties all the time, Miguel.
Yeah, man. And I'm there. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Hey, that doesn't
that
happen.
dude shouldn't have wore those colors.
Bro,
You
so
know,
crazy.
like what was he thinking? Yellow in this neighborhood.
That's
Like,
crazy.
so yeah, man. I think you pose a good point, Jeff, that like we want to be good people but sometimes we've only been good people because we haven't been tested.
That's correct.
Yep.
That is correct, man. But hey, I don't want to keep us on a somber note for very long because I do want to talk about the fact that we got two great things coming up. First of all, Tropical Paradise, my friends. They're bringing comedy back. That's right, stand-up comedy. It's starting on July 5th. You guys can see a live stand-up comedy show. It's going to be a 2-hour open bar from 7 to 9. Did you hear what I said? $20. 2-hour open bar.
Woo.
You guys need to go get your tickets right now on Eventbrite, or you can go to thecomedytakeover.com, but it does not stop there. Tropical Paradise also has another open bar from 10 to 12 on Fridays.
The same night?
Same night. Old
Go
school
see two shows,
hip-hop,
black out.
R&B jams all night. Get your tickets at Eventbrite right now. You guys are not going to want to miss out on this. A great opportunity to have a good time, 2 different times in the same night. Go to thecomedytakeover.com and tell them Real Labs sent you guys. Also, I want to talk about the fact that my man, Jeff Kaufman, is headlining this Saturday. That's right, June 29th at the Twisted Birch in Rockledge, Florida. He is headlining for the very first time on a paid show, and I just want to say congratulations. Round of applause to Mr. Jeff Kaufman. Woo! Doing his thing, man. Jeff, you ready for this thing to happen? You ready to go?
You know what? You guys have given me fantastic opportunities. If I'm not ready, that's my fault.
I think you got this, man.
And you guys have made it clear to me the things that work, that don't work. And you're in my corner, and I appreciate that.
Appreciate
that's all I gotta
you.
say.
So you guys definitely need to go check that out. Get your tickets right now. Go to Jeff Kaufman's Facebook. Go to twistedbirch.com. Get them tickets as well. Don't forget, actually it's Thursday. So you guys are probably at the Monster Show laughing your butt off because me
or those
Miguel,
who didn't get tickets aren't there.
And wishing you were there. Shame on you.
Yep.
Don't forget to follow us on social media. Look up Real Labs on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Enjoying all this hilarity. Thank you guys for joining us on behalf of myself, Jeff Batman Kaufman, and Miguel Colon Jr. Good night. Jeff, tell them what to do.
Take your ass to bed.
We out.